Ever since the first human being landed on Earth, he has always had ambition to advance his way of life. Thus was born industry. The modern world has become far more advanced than the classical world as humankind further seeks to advance his way of life. In the middle of this chaos of modernization is a continent called Africa, home to an array of resources tucked within its belly and surface. Africa has a large quantity of natural resources that include almost everything that drives industrialization, yet it remains the poorest of all the continents. In 2015, Africa's leaders came together to craft an African voice for Africa to rise from its ashes with unity of purpose. Agenda 2063 was set. It was both a vision and an action plan to all segments of African society to build a prosperous Africa. Within Africa is a people called Zimbabwe who stand with pride and resilience. They too share this common vision. Zimbabwe has had its own share of challenges that have slowed down the momentum of economic growth. In a bid to recover from this setback, the country adopted the Industrial Development Policy in 2012, which was aimed at transforming Zimbabwe from a producer of primary goods into a producer of processed goods for both the local and export market. With the ushering in of the Second Republic, the nation seeks a rebound into the economic space, its eyes set on achieving a technologically advanced, competitive and diversified industry by 2030. Under the Transitional Stabilization Program, the Ministry of Industry and Commerce has crafted a policy strategy that is set to transform Zimbabwe's industrial sector. The Zimbabwe National Industrial Development Policy strategically aims at boosting manufacturing sector growth through development and strengthening of industrial value chains, agro-based industrialization and mineral value addition, backward and forward linkages with small to medium enterprises, creation of industrial parks and innovation hubs, and commercialization of intellectual property. To achieve this, government is committed to creating a conducive environment to facilitate local and foreign investment into the productive sector, enhancing industrial skills and training, facilitation of science and technology transfer through collaborations with development, learning and research partners, as well as providing fiscal incentives for manufacturers. The strategic objectives of the policy is to achieve a 2% growth rate per annum in the manufacturing sector, contributing towards attainment of a gross domestic savings rate of at least 30% of the GDP, a manufacturing value-added growth rate of 16% per year, merchandise growth rate of 10% per annum to orient the manufacturing sector towards exports and capital generation for a high savings rate, and increasing the manufacturing sector share of employment to 20% by 2023. The core focus of the policy is on industrial value chains targeting fertilizer manufacturing, potato processing, pharmaceuticals, soya bean processing, cotton to textile, and product packaging. The policy further provides for the financing of SMEs and rural industrialization through group financing schemes such as credit unions and cooperatives. Focus will be on transformation of the Industrial Development Corporation of Zimbabwe, IDCZ, into a development finance institution through which the industrial sector can access funding. Apart from its alignment to the African Union's Agenda 2063, the Zimbabwe National Industrial Development Policy is also regionally aligned to SADC and COMESA industrialization strategies, the industrial upgrading and value chain integration, and the local transition stabilization programs. It is a dream we should all dream, a dream we should transform into reality, a dream for a prosperous Zimbabwe, and you are a part of it.